Thank you.
How does it feel being the age that you are now?
About the same as it felt being the age I was before.
So nothing revolutionary has happened overnight.
No, no.
Wow. It'd be cool if like you woke up on your birthday and it was like, oh, I've achievement unlocked. I've grown a new limb or something. I don't know, like something cool.
Yeah, I remember occasionally being really disappointed that you get another year old and it's like, oh, it feels exactly the same.
Oh, okay. Guess just repeat forever. And by forever, I mean
Yeah,
like 80 years or so,
yeah, pretty.
if you're lucky. So, we've had a couple of things happen recently. I mainly wanted to talk about the Wasteland update
Yeah.
because there's been a lot happening with that in the past week since the experimental branch went up on Friday? Was that Friday or the Friday before? I can't remember. Was it
December the 3rd, which
really?
was Friday 2 weeks ago, because we're insane.
Okay. Oh god. The time has absolutely no meaning in December.
No, of course not.
Um, yeah, cool. So you and Isaac have been just taking on board player feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Lots of the smart shipping feed feature that we've talked about and I showed off in the Steam broadcast. Lots of feedback about that.
Mm.
Partly sort of people going, "Oh, this is really different," and I'm finding it really hard to wrap my head around it.
Mm.
We've added in things to explain it better and help you work out what you're doing better and all that sort of nice usability things.
That's good.
Um, and reasonable number of bugs, but not too many, so that's
Mm-hmm.
all good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like it hasn't been a super buggy launch. I know people had a few problems with
yeah,
a few. I know the F11 button wasn't working for a
oh,
bit there.
that's
Um,
life.
yeah. Was there anything else from the Wasteland update that you wanted to talk about? Maybe release date?
Um, so I mean, yeah, we originally thought we'd be releasing this in I don't know, like November. Um,
Lol.
yeah, I mean, it's realistically, it's turned out to be the largest update to before release we've ever done.
Mm.
So it's taken a lot longer. And also, we've been doing all sorts of other things behind the scenes, which has dragged us away from. So it hasn't been focused heads down, nothing but the Wasteland update.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the whole time we've been making it, we've been dragged in other directions. Things like the Xbox launch and all sorts of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the current plan is that we're working on bugs. We're getting it into a pretty good state. Um, Team 17 QA will start ASAP next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I think they could start doing a little bit this year, but that's almost getting to the point where what's the point?
Yeah.
Um, and fixing, I mean, working through the QA stuff will probably take a week or two. Um, so realistically, it's going to be kind of ready to go probably early February.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything just takes so much longer this time of year because people are on holiday or getting ready for holiday, and also because there's so many game releases happening now
Mm-hmm.
that the people that do stuff like QA and localization and stuff, all of a sudden they've got 5 times more people asking them for things, so things just take longer.
They have their
Um,
hands well and truly full.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So it's looking likely that it's going to honestly be released around about mid-Feb,
Yeah.
just because that's how long it's going to take everything to line up.
Yeah.
Which
Let's
really sucks,
let's just
but
say
it's all good.
very late Feb, just in case.
Mm.
um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I always say that for our updates, but um, yeah, it's our biggest update ever. So I'm keen to see how the community reacts to it.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, people can always try it out on the experimental branch, which is,
Yeah.
as is the nature of these things, becoming less and less experimental as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
For because we're fixing up all the stuff.
Yeah. You guys are smashing it. Yeah, it's it's been an interesting year, which we'll get into more because now it's time to get the whole team on. Hey, everybody!
Hi.
Hello.
So, we have to my left, I think. Everything's flipped. We have Sarah, and then above me we've got Sam, and then diagonally we've got Isaac, and then Anna will be here soon. I think she's going to jump in with you, Sarah, right?
Mhm.
Nice. Wow. So 2021, huh? We're at the end of it.
Yep,
Man,
that's the
what?
thing.
Yeah, yeah. What a massive year that we've had. So yeah, I just wanted to take this moment to reflect on everything that we've done this year and like congratulate ourselves and think about what we're really proud of and like what we think we could have done better perhaps and what we'd like to do next year and what we're looking forward to next year. So, who would like to go first?
All
Okay,
volunteers.
okay, Sarah, you could go first because you hid. I'm a meanie.
Um, I think like I don't think there was like a specific like thing that went well, just like the usual like joining the gang really, because I've now been a balancing monkey for just over 3 months, which is it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, Obviously lots of other things went well, but that's like the overarching umbrella of it all, I guess. And next year, there's so many things that I'm excited about, like personal and work. I'm so
Mm.
excited. Um, but I don't know, like if we go to conferences, it'll be my first ever video game industry kind of conference thing.
Mm.
I've been-
Oh my god. I'm so
I'll be
proud of you. You've done so well, Sarah. Like, for chat, just so you know, Sarah's an amazing human being. I'm totally biased because we share a last name. Um, but, you've joined the industry and also picked up like a bunch of new responsibilities in your role, and in 3 months you are crushing it. Like, you were crushing it within weeks. You've helped us so much. You really are just a fundamental part of our team now, and I'm so grateful for you and just everything that you do. Oh no, am I gonna make you cry on the stream? You can just duck beneath the desk.
I'm like this cry for a moment.
Oh my god, that's okay. I cried on stream last week, so like, welcome to the Sob Club. It's me. I'm the president, Emily. Oh man, I wanted to ask you about what your experience joining the game industry has been like, especially as a young woman.
I think at the start I was excited, but I was also a little bit anxious because things you see in the media are a very big mix of what's really going on.
Mm.
But I really dipped into like the indie kind of world, and so I've found that the smaller your team is, I don't know, like maybe the better. Maybe that's completely wrong, but in my experience, like when I've been looking into other industry company things, they don't really, that doesn't seem like they're a big old family kind of thing,
Mm.
but like when you're in smaller, you get to be closer. But I think I've definitely learned a lot about the industry in the past 3 months.
Oh yeah.
It's always been a huge interest of mine. Coming from like a media and theatrical side, I knew that industry, but about storytelling and things. But now the storytelling version of video games and things, then pretty cool. But obviously, it has a wee way to go in terms of diversity, inclusion, and stuff. But it's getting there.
It's getting
So
there. Yeah, it's definitely changed since I started
yeah,
my career and studying in 2015. We're slowly getting there. So hopefully by the end of our careers, we'll see like a massive change,
yeah.
and everyone will be included. Hey Anna, you're conveniently on the same screen, so why don't we pick your brain
Sure.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. So yeah, I guess basically the same thing. What are you proud of this year? What do you think we could have done better? And what are you keen for next year?
Well, I'm a little bit like Sarah. I've come in quite new to the industry, so I've only been on board, like working here with these guys since start of September last year.
Mm.
So it's been a bit over a year. So I feel like I've learned a whole ton, and now I'm really excited that I'm able to do things like go and talk to publishers by myself.
Killing it.
And, sell the game and consider where we're going in the future and whether we can afford it and managementy side of things. Um, I've been really enjoying being able to make my own hours, which has been really nice.
Yes.
Owning a company, and I'm really excited. We've been trialing a 4-day work week, and it's been really exciting to be kind of feeling like we're at the forefront of a movement, of rethinking work and what's actually important. Because for me, I just love looking after my people.
Oh, you're so good at it too.
Because that's what I feel like. I feel like, mum, it's my job to look after everybody.
Yes.
And so, my philosophy, both as a mum and as a manager, is to help my kids, my people, my staff figure out what they love and what they're great at and empower them to do that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've been really, really enjoying being able to do that as the managing director of this thing that Sam and I have created, which is really exciting. It's greater than the sum of its parts, So I'm looking forward to learning more about that kind of stuff. And I'm really excited to move on into the next game because it's like the game that we're moving on to, try not to make any spoilers, but it's kind of the vision that Sam's had in his head from the start. And it's almost like Before We Leave was kind of a compromise where he had to just put aside some of the things that he was really hoping to make because he didn't at that point have the capacity or the skills to do so. And now we've got this amazing team of people and we've got the time, we've got the funding, we've got partnerships, we've got all this stuff behind us that we couldn't even have dreamed of when Sam started off with this evenings and weekends. And now it's like, now we're really going to make that dream a reality, and that's really exciting.
So hard.
And it's so much better because there's all these other people inputting into it as well. It's not just Sam's idea and his picture. We've got Isaac and Emily and Sarah and MJ and Tom all now are going to be able to feed into this amazing thing. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, yeah, I can't even envision what it's going to be like because I've not had this experience before. The only other time I've had it, I was in a position where I wasn't listened to, and it was really frustrating. And now I have such an amazing team, and we all love each other, we all respect each other, and all that good stuff. And so, I'm really excited.
I just spotted Bowie's comment in chat, but are you taking care of yourself? Well, I'll let you know, Bowie, I have just come from the gym. I work 3/4 time to make sure that there's biceps in here. This is full of
Yeah.
here.
This is strong girl hours only.
It's also been really exciting.
Yeah. Good on you for. I think it's really hard, showing up to the gym as well and doing exercise, especially when, you're a freaking managing director. You've got a lot of spinning plates, and you have to keep them spinning. So taking the time to take care of yourself is totally something you should be proud of as well.
I have a really staunch support network around me. There's always people that I can call on when I need help. So that's really great.
Yeah. We'd love to see it. You've learned, it's amazing to see the evolution, your little Pokemon evolution between September last year and now. You got the Moonstone and you were given it, and then you evolved into Clefairy. Is it Clefable? I can't remember. Anyway, this analogy has gotten away from me, so I'm just so my Game Boy was my best friend when I was a kid. Do any of you know what I'm talking about, or is it just me? Okay. That's pretty standard. Awesome. Well, thank you, Anna. I'm gonna pick on you, Isaac, now. I'm so sorry. Thank you for coming onto the stream, by the way. I know like it can be a bit difficult showing up in front of a bunch of people, so I appreciate it. You've had a massive year, my friend. Oh my god. You've probably had the biggest out of all of us. Do you want to talk about that a little bit if you're comfy?
Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Well, this year I had a kid at the start of the year, and he's like almost 11 months now.
He's so beautiful.
Got married last month. And now we're working with Sam as of this week, I think, for like 2 years.
Oh my god, has it already been 2 years?
So yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Isaac just loves talking about himself.
You've taken over doing a lot of the work on Before We Leave as well, so like Sam's off being Mr. Creative Director Mans, as I love to say. And so you're just plugging away at Before We Leave and like making sure that things work and like the features run smoothly and get implemented properly and all that sort of thing. How does it feel going from kind of like a junior programmer role, which is what you started as at Balancing Monkey, and kind of like moving into the role that you're in now?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Really, like even from day one, like Sam, like wanted my feedback and respects my feedback, and it's really weird having such an influence over like a live game. Weird. I never thought I'd be able to. Like it's something I've always wanted to do, but I never thought to be able to do it.
And yet here you are. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I will also speak to that. Like in my first week, I was helping overhaul the tutorial, and I was just like, I'm absolutely gonna get told off any minute now. And Sam, you've always been just so open to feedback, and I think all of us really appreciate your candor with what happens behind the scenes, and like just I guess the lack of ego maybe about taking criticism, and which sometimes is probably really hard to hear. I feel like we do push you a fair bit. I tell my partner about it. He's like, is Sam okay? And I'm like, oh, that's a really good point. I should ask. Oh man. So yes, it's awesome having you as a creative director. I'm so bloody grateful for all of you. Truly. I think that's the main takeaway from this bit, it's just great working with you all. Is there anything that you're really jonesing to do next year, Isaac? And is there anything that you feel like you could have done better in 2021?
I'm really looking forward to next year, like the team growing and still the new things going on next year. It'd be pretty cool being part of the next project from the start.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be sweet. A little intimidating, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes me sweat a little bit. Not gonna lie. Like, oh god, a whole video game. It's very different, like coming in halfway through and just being like, okay, everything's sort of set up already. I guess in a way, for me, I guess, maybe it's a community manager thing, but the stakes aren't as high, I suppose, because your influence hasn't been as great as it would be if you're there from day one. Now, we're all here from day one. So it's gonna be an interesting time. Hey, Sam, what's up? It's the end of the year, and I'm gonna ask you similar questions to what I've asked everyone else. So I guess me acting like it's a surprise is probably not a great idea. Maybe cringe, as the kids say. But totally, yeah. What are you really proud of this year that you've done?
I was thinking, like, if we can go to a slightly larger time frame, um, then the company has gone from 3 people in like August last year to 7 in like January next year, um, and so that's pretty amazing. Um, I think I worked out that something like 11 people will be relying on what I created for their livelihood, which is not something I ever expected would happen. I sort of assumed I would work for the man for all of my life.
No pressure, Sam.
Man, just wrong.
Wow. That would keep me up at night. How do you handle it?
Yeah, what will be will be.
Oh, man, what a good attitude.
It's stressful sometimes, but it's fine.
Ultimately, if the company fails, then we'll sell what we can to whoever and we'll all go and work other places. It's not the end of the world.
Oh my god.
I'm not putting that into the universe.
Yeah, far out. I'm thinking about the meetings that we have where it's like, okay, let's talk about what is it where businesses have to be like, okay, what if we got hit by a bus tomorrow? What would happen?
One.
The bus problem?
Factor.
The bus
The pro-
factor.
Philosophical one.
Oh, it's dreadful. Like every time, I remember the first time you brought it up, Sam. I was so upset, and I told you to take care twice before I hung up the phone. So we're like on a call. I was like, please take care. Okay, just take care. Okay, bye. So funny. Oh my god, it really shook me. But I by that point I knew about it, but it still really rattled me. So it's really sweet that that's when I ask that, that's the thing that first comes to mind, the growth of the company. That's cool. I like that a lot.
We've been quite explicit, like Anna and I, that we don't want this company to get big. I mean, the biggest place I've worked in was like 200, 250 people, and yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Don't know. The sort of the proof of what I started out doing, and that we're able to pay people in the first place, and pay more people, and do more things, and grow is pretty awesome.
Totally. So good.
Yeah, that's one of my big things. I mean, there's lots of other things for the year, releasing the updates, releasing on Steam,
That was huge.
Publisher, releasing on the Xbox, and nothing exploding is pretty awesome. There's lots of stuff like that, but that's all just kind of, part of running this thing that we created.
And here we are at the end of 2021. Deadmate has just pointed out, oh geez, was Steam only this year? Boy oh boy, yeah, man, it feels like it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
What did you say, Sam? Sorry?
7 months ago.
Oh god.
Not only this year, it's only just half a year.
Oh, okay, now, time to lie down and scream. It just goes so fast. I don't understand. The more greys I get in my hair, the faster time goes, I swear. So, Sam, is there something that you think we could have done better this year, or you could have done better this year, sorry, and what are you super duper looking forward to in 2022?
I don't think there's anything I could have done better. I mean, there's stuff I could have done better in like a perfect world or something. But in the situations we've been in, I think I've done everything I can. Next year, I am so looking forward to working on a new project. We're going to do something new, and it is going to be so good.
Oh man.
I'm quite nervous about that also, because all of a sudden it's not me designing it, it's us. and having to take everyone's views into account is going to be awesome, but it's also going to be hard. And having to make sure that everyone's got jobs to do is going to be interesting at times. But still, it's going to be so cool making something new.
Amen.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm keen to move on as well, even though it's really scary. But sometimes if you're scared of something, that can be like a good indication of the fact that you should do it.
Yep.
I'm gonna talk to myself for now. I guess what I'm proud of this year is how the studio's grown. Everything that we've done, we've done a lot, y'all, and we've done well at it. I'm proud of the recognition that our studio is getting. I think that we super deserve it because we're a bunch of cool people. Sam, your keynote was amazing. It was a real privilege to be in the audience for that one. It was just so cool. I hope that what we believe in as a studio and our values and that sort of thing becomes more consistent in the games industry. You know, that lack of crunch, the respect, the 4-day working week, that's been really cool. What I would like to have been better this year, no lockdown, thank you. COVID, you have overstayed your welcome. Get the hell out of here. I'm so over it. And I'm sure literally every other person in the world is too.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to next year, working on something that isn't before we leave, and giving away a few more things to Team 17 in terms of community management, just so that opens me up to doing more game designy kind of things. So that's going to be extremely scary. I'm very nervous about that, but she'll be right, mate, as they say. Friends, I will not be back streaming until February. I'm having a big break. Partially because it's been a big year. It's been 4 months in lockdown here in Auckland, and I need some TLC. Thank you all so much for showing up to these streams and making me laugh so much, and I just love this damn community so much. You're all amazing. And it's a real privilege to oversee the management of the community and just be talking to so many awesome people from across the world every single day. You're all great. I love you all. Be kind to yourselves. Have fun over Christmas and the New Year. Happy 2022. And I'll see you all next year. Bye, everyone.